what I'm trying to make sense of when I understand the extraordinary progress and evolution in the sciences and in other dimensions is what's happening around us in politics. This tumultuous time, Trump, Brexit, and in many ways, a rejection of change. None of this would have been possible unless we lived in a time of new renaissance, a period of hyperglobalization, a period when walls are coming down everywhere, and particularly the walls that separate ideas, separate our ideas that we have with each other, but across nations around the world. And it's that wall coming down 27 years ago in Berlin that is symbolic of a cascading series of political, ideological, economic, and technological leaps which have happened in our lifetimes, for many of us, our adult lifetimes. South Africans always feel that our struggle is unique, and of course it is. But this would not have been possible, I believe, without two major revolutions happening in the world. One is the wall coming down around the world. 65 countries became democratic in the 1990s, and South Africa clearly unique in many respects, but typical in many others, of this process of a new age of discovery. And with that as well, of course, the World Wide Web being developed in the same year as the Berlin Wall came down. Fundamental transformations for the ways we understand the world, how we understand what's going on, and how we learn from each other politically and in all other ways. What we know, of course, from the Arab Spring is both that this process is accelerating and that it leads to more and more surprise. It's fundamentally unpredictable. It's unpredictable in that it's not simply more and more openness, more and more connectivity, more and more joined up. There can be very sharp reversals, as we've seen in Syria, in Egypt, and in other countries. Isolation. But one thing is certain, and that is more surprise, more uncertainty. This pace of evolution, this pace of change is the certainty. And so as we think about the future and we think about how to make sense of our lives, the question is, how do we navigate in a world of increasing uncertainty? How do we get a sense of what's happening? And of course, because the walls have come down, there are 2 billion more people in the world. Ideas have traveled that are leading people to live longer, healthier lives in more places. Simple ideas like smoking kills you, and very complicated ideas like those embedded in new cures for cancer, HIV, AIDS, antiretrovirals, etc. Traveling around the world. So 2 billion more people, and with that, this extraordinary explosion of exceptional talent. 80% living in a major city or less than an hour away, and of course, not only physical, but virtual connectivity. So we move from a world of only 500 million people connected in the 1980s to a world of 6 billion people connected today. 5.5 billion more connected people. And if you believe in individuals' exceptional creativity as the engine of change, there's just a lot more out there, random distribution. But it's not individuals that change the world. It's individuals working with others, in teams, mobilizing, persuading. And whether it's new cures for cancer coming out of labs working on a 24-hour research cycle with data in the cloud, or whether it's political mobilization by ISIS, it's different because of this nature of brain power and connectivity. 250 million more tertiary educated and secondary educated people in the world. When I first went to China, 78 doctoral students. This year, 250,000. That's different in terms of the nature of innovation. And so when you look at our time in the long sweep of the last 2,000 years, you see this extraordinary story. You see income growth growing exponentially and population growth arithmetic, both more rapid than ever in history. And the question is, what's next? Is this sustainable? This process, which I call globalization, by which I mean integration, connectivity, flows across borders, has brought the most rapid progress the world has ever known by far. And yet we don't know where it's going. There are two broad sets of phenomena, I believe, which will bring it down, reverse it. And that's what we're seeing in Trump and Brexit. The one is while the walls have gone up within societies, they're going down between societies. And this tension between walls coming down between societies and up within societies, and just driving here through these suburbs, the walls are getting higher and higher in South Africa. but everywhere around the world, is one phenomenon. Inequality is rising in all countries of the world, and that's because when things change faster, people get left behind quicker. Societies are becoming less and less inclusive. Those at the frontier of globalization doing incredibly well, many left behind. The second big risk of globalization is not only good things connect, really terrible things connect as well. How do we have integrated systems without interdependencies? How do we have financial systems without cascading financial crises? How do we have airports without them being super spreaders of pandemics? How do we have cyber systems? How do we manage all that? And how do we manage the unintended consequences of success? We all climb the energy curve, we get climate change. We all consume sushi, we get extinction of the tuna. We all take antibiotics, we get antibiotic resistance. The butterfly defect of globalization. Now, when we think about the future and which way we're going, it's very important to try and gain perspective, and that's what Age of Discovery does by looking back 500 years to the Renaissance.